Catherine James may not be a household name, but her presence in the music scene of the 1960s and 1970s is woven through the legends of rock and roll's most iconic figures. With an ethereal beauty and magnetic mystique, James wasn't just a bystander to history. She was a muse, a model and a quiet catalyst within one of the most creatively explosive eras in pop culture. From Bob Dylan to Mick Jagger, her life intersected with greatness, not as a footnote, but as a thread that helped hold the tapestry together. Born in California, James first entered the spotlight as a model, captivating the camera with her haunting eyes, angular frame, and effortless grace. She epitomized the waif aesthetic that defined 1960s fashion, placing her in the same rarefied air as Twiggy and Edie Sedgwick. But Catherine James wasn't just a fashion icon. She was an insider in the cultural revolution, slipping between the velvet ropes of music, film, and art with quiet confidence. In the midst of that creative whirlwind, Bob Dylan took notice. Though she's spoken sparingly about their relationship, James confirmed an intimate bond with Dylan during his most mythologized period. It was the mid to late 1960s, when Dylan was retreating from the chaos of fame even as he reshaped American songwriting. Catherine was there, not as a fan, but as someone who understood the cost of genius and the need for shelter amid the storm. Her connection to Mick Jagger was shorter but no less significant. As the embodiment of rock swagger and sexual liberation, Jagger drew a certain kind of woman into his orbit, one with independence, beauty, and a deep understanding of the moment. Catherine James fit that mold. Their brief involvement spoke volumes about the era's fluid relationships, where love, lust, and creativity danced in the same circles. Unlike the stereotypical groupie, James never sought fame by association. She didn't chase cameras or revel in the spotlight. If anything, she was the woman just out of frame, present but elusive, shaping the energy of a room without demanding attention. That mystique became part of her power. In a culture obsessed with visibility, Catherine James proved that presence could be quieter and stronger than performance. She was also acutely aware of the contradictions within the era. While the sexual revolution promised freedom, it often delivered double standards, particularly for women navigating male-dominated creative spaces. Catherine spoke candidly in later years about the challenges of being a beautiful woman in an era that prized physical perfection but offered little protection. She survived a custody battle for her son, periods of financial instability, and the burden of being desired but not always seen for her full self. In the 2000s, she told her story on her own terms in her memoir, Dandelion, Memoir of a Free Spirit. The book reveals a life lived at the intersection of glamour and hardship, rebellion and reflection. Her prose, like her presence, is quietly devastating, filled with wisdom, resilience, and a refusal to be defined by anyone else's narrative. Today, Catherine James is remembered not as a footnote, but as a symbol. A muse, yes, but also a survivor, a truth teller, and a quiet icon of counterculture. She lived on the front lines of rock and roll's golden age, yet remained grounded in her own truth. In an era obsessed with breaking the rules, Catherine James redefined what it meant to be free. Not loud, not chaotic, but unshakably herself.